શ્રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ઓમ શ્રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ઓમ શ્રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ઓમ હરિ ઓમ. ઓમ શ્રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ઓમ શ્રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ઓમ ઓમ શ્રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ઓમ શ્રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ઓમ ઓમ શ્રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ઓમ શ્રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ઓમ ઓમ શ્રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ઓમ શ્રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ઓમ ઓમ શ્રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ 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 ઓમ Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. For the past 2-3 weeks, Papa has been trying to clear so many doubts about the word Guru, and finally, he wants us to get this stamped in our heart that God, Guru, and Self are one. We revere the outer form of the Guru, who has been instrumental in making us know this truth. So from today onwards, we will take up something about the different factors of this in the sense of individuality. First is the body. Primarily is the body. We have a body. In the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tries to give us some clarification on both the kshetra and kshetrajna. The body and the knower of the body. So Vinobaji, while going through his comments, we find a few portions. The body is here as a means. I should try to purge myself of defects and faults by detaching myself from the body. I am distinct from the body, which is an instrument. I am the master, owner of the body. I am the one who gets good work done by the body. Such a discerning attitude should be inculcated right from childhood. Anyway, we were not told so, so we were pampering the body knowingly or unknowingly, even today. Identification with the body is prevalent everywhere. So this we have to keep on, because we know we have a body, The knower of the body is easily identified. No doubt, this is my body. But I am different from the body. So he says, I should strive to purge myself of defects and faults by detaching myself from the body. Many people are doing early morning, as a part of their discipline, yoga exercises. In that yoga exercises, after everything is over, probably many of you might know, there is a particular posture called shavaasana. We close our eyes and relax. We do a lot of exercise for the head, for the neck, for the eye, for the hand, for the belly, for the hip, for the legs. So many things, because we have to activate. Otherwise, in a particular type of job, only one particular type of organs will be active. So rest of the organs will be inactive, and it will create a lot of problem as age goes by. So this yogic exercise help us. But in the shavasana, When all these things are over, you would have strained a lot through various asanas and exercises. So we will say, close your eyes, stretch, relax, relax from the feet, relax from the ankle, relax from the calf muscle, relax from the knee, relax from the hip, buttocks, back, neck, hands, and head. Then we will say, when everything is mentally relaxed, watch the body. Relax the whole body. At that time, we watch the body. We ourselves, when having relaxed almost all physical parts of the body, we watch the body. That means we are trying to separate ourselves from the body. Normally, in the active life, it may be difficult. Our identification with the body is so close, to detach itself is difficult. So those who are not doing yogic exercise, they can try in the morning also this. We sit, relax all our body, every part that is seen. It would be preferable if you have some exercise, because otherwise, after some age, otherwise we may not know. So this detachment from the body is a part of the shavasana. And then what else is needed? To activate the body, prana should go. So we are unaware of the role of the breathing. We take it as granted. But here, inhaling, exhaling. So even in shavasana, this is being done. Inhale, exhale. Then we say mentally we feel inhale oxygen, exhale carbon dioxide, inhale hot air, exhale cold air. The next stage, during the when we have understood that it is the air that goes in that activates the whole system, then we say we purge out all the impurities of the mind. So inhalation and exhalation is linked to that mentally. So there is a conscious effort on our part every day to purify the mind. Detachment from the body, then role of the prana, breathing, and purging of all the impurities of the mind. And then it doesn't stop there. Keep the mind blank. It may be for a trice. That means we are trying to know something about the shunyam, the great void. The emptiness in the ordinary sense, the fullness in the absolute sense. Relative plane, we can say it is void, absence of thoughts. Ultimately, it is fullness, consciousness itself, awareness itself, God Himself, the reality. So in the shavasana, this is also meant. We after purification, next step we say, let the mind become blank, free from thoughts. At that time, we will say, we will repeat Om 3 times. Om stands for the indwelling and all-pervading reality. So every day when this is gone through, there is a conscious effort on our part to detach ourselves from the BMI, body, mind, intellect equipment. Maybe at the mental level, doesn't matter. And then when we hear these words, it will become clearer to us. Because some effort we are doing. And to give more clarity, we are reading. God is providing us or facilitating us to go through. The body here is a means. I should strive to purge myself of defects and faults by detaching myself from the body. I am distinct from the body, which is an instrument. I am the master, owner of the body. I am the one who gets good work done by the body. Such a discerning attitude should be inculcated. To sum up, the body is a means, not an end. Once this is deeply realized, man will not make much ado about nothing. Life will then appear markedly different. Man would not then revel in decorating the body. Indeed, an ordinary cloth is sufficient to cover the body. But we want the clothes to be soft, we want various designs, so many things, artificialities. Therefore, the idea that the Lord is putting forth in the 13th chapter is, you are not the body, you are the self. This thought, this saying is most noble, sublime, holy. We find this idea everywhere in the Sanskrit literature. You are not the outer cover, you are the pure, indestructible kernel within. The moment a man realizes that he is that, and not the body, a new kind of joy that has never been experienced before will surge up in the mind. Nothing in the world can destroy, nothing is capable of destroying the self. I am the self, imperishable, unsullied element transcending the body. I have been given this body for the sake of the self. Whenever there is a likelihood of the divine element getting sullied, I shall discard the body to prevent that happening. I shall ever be ready to keep the divine flame glowing. I have not come into this world riding this body to demean and humiliate myself. I must have control over the body. I shall use it for the well being of all. I shall sacrifice the body at the altar of a great principle. A rich man throws away clothes the moment they are soiled and put on new ones. I shall treat the body in the same way. The body is needed for work. When it comes useless for the purpose, I would not hesitate to throw it away. This is what we are learning from Satyagraha. So in this connection, Dr. Bhujanga Shetty has beautifully brought out a small book. Many a time we have in the Satsang read, but we thought we would again start for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Because it gives, the first chapter itself is caution, it goes by the name, title, Man and God. Remember, our inner intelligence has greater knowledge than all the doctors in the world put together. For doctors can only treat, whereas healing is from within. Dr. Krishna Nair, a very great, noble soul, who has been in touch with ashram for decades, right from Papa's period. We had the privilege of knowing him very intimately before he dropped the body in 2000. So he used to say, we treat, he cures. Because each one's body is unique. So the doctor, with all his knowledge, experience, infer that this could be loses. That inference, that is why when it does not respond, that when the patient does not respond, he changes. It's all trial they are making. So similarly here says, the doctors can only treat, whereas healing is from within. The greatest creation and the greatest gift of all is this human body and the immense intelligence that is reposed within it. It is nature's most wonderful work of art. Actually, when we do this yogic exercise, then we will come to know what all organs that we can easily perceive. Inner organ we cannot. But at least even outer, we take it as granted. Suppose we say in this, how many joints are there? We don't know, no? How it has been beautifully set, well coordinated. The whole mechanism of the body, it has been wonderfully designed. And each one does not interfere in others. So during the yogic exercise every day, suppose we do something, we are reminded of all these noble ideas. How beautiful. That's why it is a wonderful work of art. It is nature's most wonderful work of art. What the eye does, what the ear does, what the tongue does, what the nose does, what the touch, skin does. A tiny little ant, what is our size and what is the size of the ant. When somewhere it touches our body, immediately we become alert. One small mosquito, what is its size? What is our size? So the skin, that is the sensitivity, it's so superb. We don't apply our mind. So here, through the 13th chapter, Lord Krishna reminds us of the wonderful artwork, of Mother Nature, of God. And at the same time, its transitoriness. Both we should know. So here, the book says, our heart beats about 1 lakh times a day and about 35 million times a year. A minute, normally, 70 to 75. And then put it into 60 for 1 hour, and then 24 hours. It exceeds 1 lakh. 1 lakh times, just imagine. The heart beats a day. What a superb mechanism. What a superb mechanism he has initiated in us. Suppose we say, stop your beating. Will it hear? So it is not in our control. It pumps 6 liters of blood through 1,20,000 kilometers of blood vessels in a day. Everybody is hearing, na? 6 liters of blood through 1,20,000 kilometers. His body. That is why when an ant comes, you become aware of it. Blood circulation. If the blood circulation is not there, many of you might know that when somebody is seriously sick, when the doctor comes, he will take one small knife, and he will do this on his what is it called? Foot. Sensitivity is there or not. He will apply the torch here, whether it is blinking. Just imagine. So 1,20,000 kilometers of blood vessels in a day. The 6 liters of blood. In 1 second, we are producing 1.2 millions of red blood cells to replace an equal number that die. None of us are aware of all these things, If this is not there, I don't exist also. We are producing 1.2 millions of red blood cells to replace an equal number that die. In 1 second. Efficiency of the inner mechanism, no? Just like that, 1,20,000, no? Our digestive and metabolic system have the remarkable ability to transform the food we eat into blood, bone, body structure. In agriculture, in farming, in or managing plantation, we have all learned that we have to apply NPK, nitrogen, phosphates, and potash. Nitrogen for the vegetative growth, phosphate for the general health, potash for the crop, fruits. So here, blood, bone, body is necessary. So when the food is taken, the inner mechanism, digestive and metabolic system is such, have the remarkable ability to transform the food we eat into blood, bone, body structure. The air which we breathe but cannot see contains oxygen, which is exchanged for the excess of carbon dioxide inside and then thrown out without us even knowing about it. Nowadays, because of this corona, many of you might have heard about oximeter, no? We apply it here and it shows. Everybody will know how much the oxygen is taken in, whether our mechanism, inner mechanism is capable of taking, saturation point is there. Normally 99, 98, 99. And for aged people, 95 is okay. So this oximeter will give you the indication. But we feel we give importance to the oximeter. But think about the meter inside. Who has done it? In the normal course, when there is no disease, just imagine, if you put that oximeter to all of you, you will find that, Who maintains that? Do we consciously do anything for maintaining that? 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. It also gives the pulse rate. So when we are affected seriously, pneumonia or anything like that, and the struggle is there for breath, naturally the pulse rate will go up 120, 130, 140, instead of 70, then it has to come down. The mechanism is so wonderful. So the air which we breathe but cannot see contains oxygen, which is exchanged for the excess of carbon dioxide. The other day, we closed the whole door and then put the oximeter. The oxygen becomes less. Immediately when we open, you see it is rising. What a wonderful mechanism. Every time we get a cut or wound, within seconds there is a tremendous amount of activity in and around the wound to seal and heal it. Just plus, when the injections are, when the blood test is taken, or when you do for the sugar test, and you put and the blood comes, immediately after that the work is over, we immediately press it. They put spirit, we normally do just press it. When the pressing takes place, automatically normalcy is restored. We don't do anything excepting this, that's all. Just imagine, that's what he says. Within seconds, there is a tremendous amount of activity in and around the wound to seal and heal it. The defense system inside is greater than the defense system of any country. It is greater and more foolproof than the security system around the president of the greatest of nations. He says, the wisdom necessary to fertilize an egg and turn it into a fully grown man or woman is beyond our intelligence. At the helm of this pinnacle of perfection is the brain. overseeing all these miraculous activities. The CEO. When any organ is not functioning well, immediately he says, I'm not well, I'm feverish, I have got back pain, something, Immediately it is reported. Then you take to any remedial measures. At the helm, anything, The role of the brain, everybody knows. At the helm of this pinnacle of perfection is the brain, overseeing all these miraculous activities. Now let us look at the other side of ourselves. Imagine yourself typing a letter while simultaneously watching a TV program. Suddenly you receive a phone call. How well can you perform all these three functions? You will say, 5 minutes I will do this. Very difficult, Definitely not with any high level of efficiency. That is only three activities. While our own inner intelligence is performing trillions of perfectly coordinated, harmonious activities every moment. When we climb up these steps, you see what a vigilance is there for keeping that balance, At times, when we are getting aged, you need some support, at least an umbrella or a walking stick. And when you walk, you can observe minutely what is happening inside. Especially when you have got knee pain. How careful, no? It will not run. It will try to maintain the balance, center of gravity, otherwise you will fall. That's why he said, perfectly well coordinated, harmonious activity every moment. All organs. When somebody says, and when we are losing our hearing capacity, we will do like this, immediately and automatically, not that we have to mindfully do it. And we will ask the person to come near and then say something. Repeat it half a dozen times. Everything. So not only that he has given more than 200 odd organs in our body, all when we were studying, you remember we in our science laboratory, we will have that skeleton, no? That will only give us the joints. Even to study the joints, you need a lot of time. How many joints are there? Even in like this, suppose you take for the five fingers, the wrist and the overall thing. How many joints? How it is perfectly coordinated. When we take our food, just imagine, all these things we take it as granted, no? Today, Papa is giving us an opportunity to deeply think over all these things. Have I not given you these? And still you arrogate? And this is transitory. Though it is well coordinated, doing wonderful job, it has its birth and it has its death. No? It has got a history, date of birth and date of death. So the transitoriness is also made known. During our when we are young, what is our state, what is our stamina, what is our this thing, and as the age goes up, how the deterioration takes place, but still how the body adjusts. with this background, if we do yoga practice, it will be very helpful. In our yoga practice, there is a called vrikshasana. That means one leg you put on the thigh and then stand and do like this. The center of gravity should be on the same line, otherwise we will fall. Then we find how the body responds. If we simply do it as an exercise, no. It has been named as yoga. Yoga means union with God. So we are at the same time, we are trying to remember with gratitude, with a heart full of reverence. What all you have given, I never knew. So now the well perfectly coordinated harmonious activities. All this clearly demonstrates beyond doubt there are two sides to ourselves. Do we see them? Do we agree with this? Let us call them the body and the spirit, or man and God. Once we become aware of them, we come to believe in them, soon we develop faith in them. So 13th chapter says, Kshetra and Kshetrajna, body and knower of the body. So here he is trying to give some examples and then tries to separate. We know the breathing is going on. We know the heartbeats. We know the blood circulation is going on. We know the digestive system is going on, but it is not in our control. So there is a spirit, there is a power. Papa calls it as mysterious power, God. And the body we know. And when this is presided over by that power, how beautifully the mechanism, just rises up. Otherwise it is lying down. It rises up and then beautifully functions in a well coordinated. No boss is necessary there. Each one does the job beautifully. Man and God. Subsequently, we develop a method to use them for our benefit. If there is even an element of doubt, then things will not work. So we will go step by step, body and spirit. So this is very important for all of us to know, linking with the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Even in second chapter also he mentions about it, but 13th chapter elaborately he mentions what is the knower, the body and the spirit. He has put it as Kshetra and Kshetrajna. So every time when we when we are given the prompting to dwell on it, the process of detachment, the process of watching the body, then Papa's every word will become clearer to us. The watcher is the real you, the self-immortal. Otherwise we were struggling, But here now, slowly, when the activities are made known to us, which we were taking it as granted, we were not aware of it. So the matter and the spirit, body and spirit, we become aware, and then we make use of it. We maintain it. It has been given to us. We have to maintain it. But beyond certain level, no. We know the transitor in us. So it is not an end. It's only a means. Let us all try to go deeper and deeper into it. In the next few days, we will try to go deeper into this subject. So that the idea is to know that we have a body, and he says, we are the owner of the body. We have to maintain this machinery well, but we should know that we are not it. Papa used to say, we have a body, not we are not the body. It doesn't mean that we should be indifferent to the body. because it is the house in which the indwelling reality through subtle body and causal body, it remains there. So it has to be maintained well. It's a gift of God. So we should maintain this, no doubt about it. Knowing its transitoriness, that is important. If we don't bring in this transitoriness, the risk is that pampering will be there. No, you will easily get upset when anything happens to the body. No doubt, when it pains, it pains, but there will be a something like a shock absorbing capacity. Something we may not be able to express it, but the more we go deeper and deeper into it, we will have that. Enduring capacity. Yeah, enduring capacity. So we are deeply grateful to Papa for motivating us to take up this. Let us see how he takes up. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Hari Om Sadguru Maharaj. Hari Om.